up, creatives? Welcome to the Tiffy Show. Today I'm going to talk about how to save money on your wedding. Let's get to it. I got married. I went through the whole wedding planning process. I am doing a series on it. You can go back and look at videos and get all the goodies that you need. I am also a wedding vendor. I do photography and videography for weddings, so I am surrounded by them with my company, LA Love Weddings. Shameless plug, yes, but you can check them out check them out. You can check myself out. You can check my company out. Down a link below. Weddings are expensive AF. They are so expensive. Look up weddings in Los Angeles. That is around the price of my wedding, maybe even more. Did I mean to have a wedding that expensive? Hell no, but that is just what happened. Now, I did save some money though, so regardless of how much I spent, I could have spent a whole lot more if I didn't do the things that I'm about to share with you. Let's get to it. I did my own hair and makeup, so I had no professional hair and makeup. A lot of people came at me for this one, mainly friends and family, like, are you sure you wanna do that? Are you, oh my God, you're gonna do your own hair and makeup? I knew from the get-go, I knew before I was even engaged, I always knew that I was going to do my own hair and makeup for my wedding. Meaning I just love the way that I do my own makeup. I always have. It's a meditative experience for me. I love doing makeup. If you don't love doing your own makeup and hair, then you might wanna get a professional to do it. And I don't knock that, that's amazing. Get a professional makeup artist and hair person. For me, I didn't need that, so that was just something I didn't have to pay for. So I didn't have it for my bridesmaids either. I was fine with the way they all do their makeup. They all look like themselves on my big day, and that's all that I wanted. And for makeup, here are my quick tips. If you do decide to do your own makeup for your special day, test makeup, test makeup, test makeup. And what I mean by that, take every event, every special party, holiday, things that you're doing, and use those as opportunities to test your makeup. Have a journal, write down every step that you took to do your makeup that day. Next, take photos as soon as you do your makeup in a well-lit area. And then later that evening, if you remember, take another picture. And that's just to see the comparison. How did my makeup last throughout the day? Because your wedding is one of the longest parties of your life. And then learn your face, learn what works best for you. I did this by studying some YouTube videos, but just study a few because this could get extremely overwhelming. These YouTubers make their life about makeup, so they're gonna throw products at you all of the time, like different things to use. Once you find something that you like that really works for you, you kind of just have to step back and be like, that's it, this is what I'm going to do. Collect early. If you are part of the do-it-yourself train, if you know you want specific decor or you want to take care of it yourself and you've been pinning away on Pinterest, then you need to be hitting up all of the craft stores you have. For me, it was Joann's and Michael's, Dollar Tree store, Marshall's, wherever you want to go to get decorations. You need to hit those places up, thrift stores, at least once a month leading up to your wedding, because they will have sales. Sign up for their newsletters, their apps, anything like that, because those discount codes will help you. And collect early. I know specifically I did get some decorative items from Dollar Tree. Dollar Tree works like this. Here today, gone today. So if you go to Dollar Tree and you see something that you like for your wedding, and you're like, I don't know, maybe I'll just get a few, but I think I need 10, just get the 10, because I guarantee when you go back to Dollar Tree, they might not have all 10. So get what you need when you see it, because you don't know when you're gonna have the next opportunity if you're doing a do-it-yourself thing. Flowers. So I talked about this before, but for flowers, I saved a lot of money by having a florist. I did have a florist, but also supplementing those flowers with my own do-it-yourself fake flowers. And what I mean by that is I always wanted high and low centerpieces. I just think it makes the room look beautiful to have like the high centerpieces and the low centerpieces. And when you start to talk to florists, you are going to see the price difference. Low centerpieces are way more affordable than the tall centerpieces. So I decided that I was just going to make my tall centerpieces myself. I went to all the craft stores around me throughout the wedding process. It was awesome because I knew my wedding. So if you know your wedding theme, you know your colors, you know what to look out for. I find that when you're working with fake flowers, to stay away from the Dollar Tree store. I just don't think they look the most realistic in terms of flowers. I would stick with craft stores and utilize their coupons. On top of that, try to stay more with neutral colors. I think those look more realistic when you're doing fake flowers. So like white, green, like things like that. And you can do pops of color, but I think the more natural you look, the better. If you want it to look real. If you don't care, that's fine. I did these centerpieces months before my wedding, which was great because I was able to use them for multiple events leading up to my wedding. And they've even been used past my wedding at Thanksgiving. They'll be used Christmas, probably Easter. So it's really awesome that you get a lot of use out of them if you make them way ahead of time. So it's not something that's just like wasteful. Like you can use them as decor in your house afterwards. You can lend them to people for their weddings or events. So it works great and I love the look of it. I had that luxurious high-low centerpiece look that I wanted to go for, but I saved a lot of money by just mixing in the fake flowers with the real flowers. One photographer. As I've mentioned, I come from this realm. I am a videographer and a photographer. So of course I know the benefits of having 2 photographers. But I also know that one photographer can capture everything that I need for a wedding. So for me, it was more important to have 2 videographers because a photographer could kind of have you redo the scene, fake a photo. I'm fine with that. But a videographer, you really want to capture the moment, and you can't have a videographer say, hey, cut, can you redo the vows? So I knew that I wanted 2 videographers to capture everything that they needed to do, and that a photographer can pretty much wing it if they're a good photographer. When you do book one photographer, I do want you to know that you are getting less coverage in terms of photography. You will get all the pictures that you possibly could need, but I'm just letting you know to be a little bit more lenient on, did the photographer capture every single moment, every single second? They're not going to be able to because it's just one of them, but they can definitely capture wedding. I am more than happy that I went with one photographer. She did an amazing job, and I will put some pictures up on the screen. And I have no regrets on getting one photographer. Favors. I know that no one cares about favors. Guests don't really care if you give them a favor or not. I knew that going into this, but I still wanted to do one because it's my wedding and I want to do it the way I want to do it. So I wanted to have favors, but I knew that I wanted it to be something that when I have a whole bunch left over, if I do, it's something that I love and I don't mind having 100 of them in my house. So for favors, I picked matchbooks because they're small, they're cute. Who doesn't light a candle once in a while? You know what I'm saying? So I did matchbooks, and then I also did a dessert table, and I will talk about that in another video. The dessert table was completely do-it-yourself, and it had cookies and little cups and bags, and that was another favor. On top of that, we had a photo booth. So we were good on favors. I love the matchbook. That was the main favor because the extra literally went into that container on my mantle. So it wasn't like a huge waste. I love them. I like candles, incense, I just love having them. And that was a really easy favor. So if you're doing a favor, know that you can do an edible favor or something that's really going to be used by people, and I think those are clutch. Another affordable favor option that I loved that I didn't do, but I wish I could have, it wasn't allowed at my venue, is you can get mini bottles of booze, and make sure you get the ones that are like the 4-packs because it's actually a better value. And you can put little tags on them, make them through Canva, print them at Staples, and it can just have like a picture of you and your significant other, or it can just have your names, but you can paste that right on top of the wine bottle, and those are excellent favors. And if you have a whole bunch of those left over after the wedding, it is wine. You are gonna be fine, okay? Wine. So I'm giving that one to you as a gift. Definitely check that one out. In some liquor stores, you can actually call and they'll give you wholesale prices on things like that. So I know, I researched all this and then I found out I couldn't do it. So I'm giving it to you. Last tip, no upgrades. Don't do it. Don't get tempted by it. You're gonna get tempted by it because you are consumed with weddings. Like you're looking at wedding videos, you're looking at the pictures online, you're looking at your friends' weddings. You want to have the best wedding possible. And all of the vendors know this. They all know you wanna have the best wedding possible. So make it a point to stick to your guns, stick to your base, like what you ordered from vendors, the venue that you got, because the venue's gonna hit you with, do you want premium bar or well bar? We got well bar at our wedding. Guess what? People don't care if they're getting drunk. They don't care. So if they don't know the difference between premium bar or well bar when they go up to the bar and say, hey, I want a vodka soda. You know what I mean? They just know free booze, this is awesome.
Party people are.
Tequila! Get the tequila! We did it. We can't jump by herself.
No, we go.
How do you feel about your sister getting married?
I feel really good. I'm not lit yet, but I'm getting there.
No, but how do you feel about your sister getting married?
I don't care about all that. I'm feeling great. I feel good. I'm lit.
That is an upgrade that you do not need. You do not need to upgrade your bar. Again, if you're a person that's like, I just have beer and wine, that's what I can afford, keep beer and wine. That is still liquor, that's still booze, people will be happy. If you don't want a bar, that's fine too. I'm just saying when you book a venue, they're going to hit you with upgrades later, like halfway through the wedding process. They're gonna you're gonna go to the venue, you're gonna have your tasting of the menu.
I am here to do my tasting for the wedding. I'm so excited. We're gonna get to eat all of the food and I'm taking you guys along with me. He's here too, but I'm just gonna film this part myself.
And they're gonna, let you taste the most expensive steak that they have or the macaroni and cheese extra appetizer. And they're gonna say, well, you can include this, you can add this for this amount of money per head, and that's just an added cost that you don't need. Stick to your original budget. For me, when I went to my tasting, they gave us everything. It was all delicious. All of it tasted good. But they also were trying to hit us up for the past hors d'oeuvres at cocktail hour. What I realized was, and especially in doing weddings, is cocktail hour is an hour. People are mingling and talking. They really don't care if a waiter's coming up to them with a tray or not.
Cheers! Cheers!
If there's food somewhere, they'll find the food and they'll figure it out. So for us, we had a stationary hors d'oeuvre table, which was beautiful, set up for our wedding. That was part of the package. We just kept that. No one complained. It was delicious food. We even got to eat some of it. It was very good. It was delicious, and we didn't have someone that we had to pay to walk around and give everyone an hors d'oeuvre. So that's a way that we saved and didn't have an upgrade. Basically, follow your budget and be mindful of upgrades. If you didn't need it when you first booked them, you don't need it now. That's it. That's all the information I have on how you can save money on your wedding. I hope I gave you some good goodies that no one else has. If you enjoyed this video, make sure that you share, like, subscribe, and comment. Comment below. Let me know any tips that you used on your wedding or friends have used, and I will see you next time. Stay creative.